Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and a warmly welcome from the Metrology Lounge in the Bruker Alicona headquarters in Austria. I thank you very much for your participation, and I also thank you for the interest in our products. But first, let me introduce myself. My name is Urban Muraus, and I am the Sales Director of Bruker Alicona. We will go through this webinar today and see product news and application features. Unfortunately, we have a very challenging situation at the moment. We are not able to meet personally at trade shows, at conferences, or on any other events. So this webinar should also show you that we are here. We are here for you, and we are still available through online and digital media. Therefore, during next months, you will see and understand some campaigns that we will go online with. So we will present the Fact Friday on LinkedIn. We will show you video podcasts on topics of optical 3D metrology. We will support the medtech industry in production and research with free loan systems. And after this webinar, we will also provide a new online magazine that will give you all the information that are needed to the new products that I will present during this webinar. But let us focus now on the agenda of the webinar. What we will talk about today. We are in the Metrology Lounge, and we will start with Martina, my colleague, in the first metrology room, and we will focus on the development of our Generation 5, the Infinite Focus G5 Plus, that is an improvement of the Infinite Focus G5. After that, we will go over to the Infinite Focus SL, and we will not focus on the product, but we will focus on an application, on the application of the L-Pin that we recognized during the last months is a very good and interesting one for us. After that, we will change to another metrology room, and we will present you the Micro CMM that you already know since 2 years, but with the new MatMax software, we made it to an even much more powerful tool, and we could include new functionality to the system. After that, I have the honor to interview our R&D director, and I will have some questions to him. He will answer more detail, more technically, and I'm very looking forward to it, to get the news from our R&D director. In the end of this webinar, you are very welcome to let us know your questions. Please just write them in at our chat, and we will try to answer it best possible. But now let's start with the first product presentation with our Infinite Focus G5 Plus. Hello from Measurement Room 1, and as I promised, here we will have our product presentation for the Infinite Focus G5 Plus. But before we start, let me introduce you to Martina. Hi Martina.
Hi Urban.
Martina is a long-term customer care department team member. She is solving application on a daily basis here in the Metrology Lounge, and exactly the right person today to support us with the work on the Infinite Focus G5 Plus. So, but let us go to the system now, and let us have a look on it. And first, I would like to summarize the 3 major topics that we developed from the G5 to the G5 Plus. Point 1, we have a new objective. We will replace the former 5x objective with the 4x objective with 2 benefits, with a longer working distance and with a bigger field of view that will bring a certain speed up with this objective. The second major development of the G5 Plus is the vertical focus probing software that is now available on the system. So you know the software already from the microCMM, and now this system is also available with the vertical probing and the whole measurement option with the system. The third point and the third major development is the access system with the new software. That means you're able to perform much more accurate 2D multi-measurements. All these three features are completed in a new design. I hope you like it. We have a little bit more of black color. We still have our blue color that you know from Alicona since years already. The advanced Real 3D unit is also black now, and what we see here for the first time is also our new pneumatic free jaw chuck system that we are providing with the unit in the future. Removing the part, I'm in the middle of the application work, and so it's time to hand over to Martina again.
Thank you, Urban. For the application, I will show you two examples. The first example is this cylindrical part, and the second example will be a live demonstration of the hole measurement by using the Infinite Focus G5 Plus. Back to the first example. This sample provides two different cylinders with two different diameters and a cone at the top. By using the Infinite Focus G5, the measurement strategy would be as following: a horizontal clamping and a 360-degree measurement by using the advanced Real 3D rotation unit. This would need approximately 20 minutes if we consider the parameters of interest like a diameter or the concentricity of the geometries. By using the Infinite Focus G5 Plus, the clamping is vertical, and within one measurement I can measure the three different geometries by using the vertical focus probing, and I have a measurement time of about 3 minutes. The result would look like this, and by using this data set I can measure the explained parameters like diameter, roundness with a higher accuracy than with the advanced Real 3D rotation unit and the Infinite Focus G5. The second example is a live demonstration of the hole measurement, and for this I will clamp the sample and focus on the measurement area of interest. So we are nearly focused on the area of interest to perform our hole measurement. I prepare for it a multi-measurement. I confirm my reference position and start the multi-measurement. The multi-measurement itself contains a hole measurement by using the vertical focus probing measurement and a focus variation measurement of the cone at the top. As you can see, the live measurement is already finished, and if we compare the measurement strategy and the measurement time with the Infinite Focus G5, we can say that the measurement with the G5 would have needed at least a few minutes, what we could fulfill here in a few seconds, because the measurement would have been carried out in a certain angle or by using a real 3D measurement. But I can see that Urban is already waiting at the Infinite Focus SL to proceed with the next agenda point.
We are still in the measurement room 1, and now we are focusing on the next agenda point. The next agenda point is dealing with the possibility of automation of Bruker Alicona products, and we will also focus on a dedicated application that we are dealing with already for several months, and this setup is able to fit to solve this application perfectly. But let me tell you something about the product itself. I'm next to the Infinite Focus SL unit. It has a more compact design, and the smaller sensor compared to the G5 is designed for production near measurements. It also has a patented ring light system and has an XY travel range of 50 × 50 millimeters. As I said already, the product has a more compact design, so I would like to focus on the possibility that you are able to put this system into a luggage set. So you're able to purchase a luggage set with the Infinite Focus SL, and if you have more global facilities, you're able to pack it and to travel with it globally, all around the world. Good. But now I would like to hand over to Martina again, our application expert, so that she can focus on the two topics, automation and the measurement report of the Elopin application.
Thank you, Urban. When we speak about automation by using the Infinite Focus SL, we always speak about the Automation Manager. For this, I prepared you already an Automation Manager project which shows the easy usage of this software. To start an automation, it is only necessary to focus on a defined reference position, confirm this position, and start the measurement. For a speed up, I already prepared a measurement report and I will go through it with you in detail now. Let's start with the presentation of the measurement report. But first of all, I would like to explain you the application a little bit more detailed. The blood connections we are now speaking about are this part, which are already part of a semiconductor plate. The blood connection, which we are already measuring right now, is cold welded in a semiconductor plate as soon as the plug connection is press fitted into the plate itself. So the area of interest is this zone here, which is called press fit zone. The measurement setup we are using to solve this application is, as already mentioned, the Infinite Focus SL with the Real 3D Rotation Unit G2. This enables us to make a 360-degree measurement of the overall plug connection. The evaluation itself is done section based on two different positions. Here at section number 2, which is the press fit zone, and at section number 1, which is the tip of the plug connection itself. At section number 1, the tip of the pin, parameters like the width and the thickness, as well as the radii, are interesting and part of the evaluation. At section number 2, the press fit zone itself, the web width, the web thickness, and the radii are measured by using Alicona Inspect Professional and the Automation Manager. There are very different kinds of plug connections existing. Here you can see 3 already measured variants, which is the Elopin, the multi-spring, and the Vario pin. A possible evaluation of these pins you can see here. This is a specific evaluation for the Elopin. This one is for the multi-spring, and here you can see the Vario pin. So summarizing everything, let me summarize everything. The Infinite Focus SL is capable to measure all parameters of interest. By using the Automation Manager, we are able to minimize the user influence to the minimum, and all measurements reach a high repeatability. But now let's go to measurement room number 2, where Urban is already waiting for us to continue with the next agenda point, the micro-CMM.
Welcome from the next measurement room, and I'm standing next to our flagship of the product family, the micro-CMM. The system was presented at the Control Show 2018 already. But now let me summarize one more time the main 3 features that we are providing with the hardware of the micro-CMM. Point 1, we have a totally new developed optics unit that is supporting and featuring our new technology Smart Flash Generation 2. And this ensures to measure smooth surfaces and even transparent parts. Point 2. The Real 3D unit. The Real 3D unit upgrades the system from a 3-axis to a 5-axis system in a very accurate way. And the third major point is the massive granite setup. We include Zero-Dur linear encoders from Heidenheim, and all axes are driven by maintenance-free linear motors. All these features ensure an accuracy of 0.8 plus L over 600. I told you a lot about the hardware features of the system, but please let us focus now on the MatMax software that is the main topic of this webinar. The MatMax software gives a big change in the use of the instrument completely. So let us hand over to Martina.
We will now start with the live demonstration directly in the software. You can see here a virtual presentation of our microCMM, and the main difference by using the microCMM with the software is that I work directly on the CAD model. For this, I will load the CAD model and align it to my virtual clamping system. The part is now clamped into my virtual clamping system, as you can see here, and we will focus now on the part itself. With the software, we can work on two different scenarios. With a CAD model, we've already defined PMIs. PMI means product manufacturing information, or in this case, we will work on a CAD model without defined PMIs. For this, let's start with the first PMI. This is a distance. I click on the two areas defining the distance, and the implemented expert knowledge suggests a certain measurement strategy, which is a vertical focus probing measurement on the two sides. Now by clicking on verify, the measurement and the evaluation of the distance will be carried out automatically. The measurement is now finished, and we can already see here the measured vertical focus probing data set. And when I zoom out a little bit, you can see here the result. What I missed to say in the beginning is the first value indicates the nominal value according to the CAD model with tolerances, and these tolerances are according to general tolerances ISO 2768. And here finally we have in green the measured value of this distance. This means that the measured value and the measured distance is within the defined tolerances. Let's continue with the next PMI. The next PMI is a diameter. We define this cylinder as diameter, add it to the sequencer, and in this case we will change the suggested measurement strategy to from a vertical focus probing measurement to a focus variation measurement. And now it would be a focus variation measurement on 2 points. You can see here the arrows. We will also change the radial measurements to 2, and by clicking on accept, you can see now the finally defined measurement parameters for the PMI diameter 14. I click on verify and the measurement and the evaluation is started again. The measurement is finished. When I zoom in a little bit, you can see here in blue the fitted geometry, which is a cylinder of course, and the focus variation data sets around the cylinder itself. In this case, the measured diameter is out of tolerances and therefore shown in red. The last feature we will measure is again a diameter, but here in the inner side of the part, and we define it as a vertical focus probing measurement on 2 points as suggested from the software itself. The measurement of the PMI diameter 10 is now finished, and we can see in the overview that also this parameter is within the tolerances and therefore displayed in green. Before I am continuing with the reporting functionality, I would like to mention a very big feature, because since the software uses the virtual instrument as well as the CAD file, MatMax is able to detect collisions. To show you the collision detection, I make now a single measurement where I'm sure that a collision will happen. You can see at the yellow warning that the collision was detected. This will of course show up the first time when you define a PMI or a single measurement in the sequencer. And now we will have a look at the collision itself. For this we click on simulation, and when we start the detection, the overall process within the sequencer will be simulated and we will see the collision and the affected hardware. We see now where the collision happens. If we zoom out a little bit, you see that the ring light, the objective and the clamping system are displayed in red. Here the collision occurs, and we will resolve the collision easily by changing the tilt angle of the microCMM Real 3D rotation unit. With the mouse wheel, I can easily change the tilt angle to a certain value where the collision is resolved. In our case, we will choose an angle of 22 degrees. I accept it, and by pressing on detect, we will simulate now again the overall sequencer and check if a collision is happening. And now here you can see no collision was detected. So now, finally, of course, we would like to have a nice report. The reporting functionality in MatMax is done with Microsoft Word. We will now add a nice 3D view of the CAD model with the PMIs to our report by clicking on Start Add 3D View. Microsoft Word is automatically starting, and we see here the defined picture in our report. Of course, also the PMIs and the measured values are of interest, therefore we add a table. And this is now the final report, which would look like when we start this overall sequence again. We are now at the end of this project, and we could save this project and use it at any time for automation. But before we end with the MatMax session, I want to show you how a CAD file looks like with already defined PMIs, as I mentioned in the beginning. Therefore, I will go to the library and load a project, a CAD file already containing PMIs. This part is now containing the PMIs. So you can see here how a CAD file can look like when you already defined them. We are now at the end of the MedMax session and at the end of my participation during this webinar, and I would like to thank you and hand over to Urban again, who is on the way to discuss further things with our head of R&D.
Hi Franz.
Hello.
We are now back in the bar area of our metrology launch, and I'm very happy that I can interview our R&D director, Franz Helmli. I prepared some questions to get more details in terms of technical questions.
You're welcome.
So, Franz, let us start with the first question. We saw this best demo now. How would you summarize what is the big new benefit with MedMax for Bruker Lecona customers?
So till now, when an operator works with the instrument, the how was in the focus. How the 3D data is generated, how the 3D data is evaluated to get a measurement result. With MedMax, it's different. The what is in the focus. The operator can load a CAD data set with or without BMI information, and then select the GD&D or BMI information he wants to measure. So what he wants to measure is in focus, and then the MedMax software automatically knows how the 3D data is generated and how the 3D data is evaluated.
Mm-hmm. Very good. But about the MedMax software, will it be in future a configuration of the system? Will it be an add-on software to the micro CMM, or will it be part of the instrument itself?
So the time plan roughly is that in summer we will have a key customer test period, and then in fall and winter we will ship the MedMax software with all micro CMMs we will sell. So it is not an add-on, it is included with every micro CMM.
Okay, thank you for that, but we have a lot of customers here that are already users of Bruker Lecona products, and maybe they ask themselves, is this software also available? Because you mentioned that many benefits of it. Is the software also available on the Infinite Focus product line or on the SL?
No, it is not. So we will only have it available for the micro CMM from now, since the MedMax software needs a very accurate coordinate measurement machine, and this is only valid with the micro CMM. So only micro CMM.
Okay. Another question. The MedMax software, is it a third-party software? Did you use a third-party software and did some adaptations on it? Or is it really a own developed Bruker Lecona software?
It is a software that we developed in-house at the headquarters here in Graz. In the team from the developers we have people that are with Lecona since 18 years, and so everything is done here in-house at Lecona.
I can understand you're very proud, so it's really our own software.
Yes.
And developed by our own software engineers. Good. Another technical questions to this question to the software. Which formats of data sets for import and export does MedMax support?
So very important is the CAD data import. And for CAD data import, at the moment we have STEP, and in summer we will add IGES. So this will mean that the most important file formats are then available. And next year we will add other file formats, other native file formats from other CAD systems.
Okay, but now we heard so many good things and benefits for the customers that the MedMax software is giving. Now to the timeline. When the software will be available, when can we expect that the customers are able to work with it?
As I said before, in summer we will start a test period with key customers. We will have some key customers identified. They will get the software, we will get feedback, we will incorporate this feedback. And the plan is that in fall and winter we will start to ship the software with all micro CMMs. And of course we will also then give the MadMax software to existing micro CMM customers. So if someone has a micro CMM already, he will get the MadMax software.
Perfect, perfect. So Franz, I think there are enough questions for you. Thank you for your professional, detailed answers.
You're welcome.
And now we just shift to the next session. We will make ourselves a little bit more comfortable, and then you are very welcome to write questions in the chat, and we will have a live session to answer your questions, not my prepared questions, but really your questions that came up during the webinar now.
In the chat. So write in the chat, we will read them and answer them.
Correct. So, good. So the first question that I started with was actually, will the 4X objective be available on the G5 unit?
So the 4X objective from the G5 Plus will be available on the G5.
Okay.
Later this year.
Okay. And this Chinese customer also asking, will it be also available and functional for the Edgemaster and the SL units?
We're working on that. It's not ready at the moment, but we're working on that. And maybe around winter, we will have that available on the small systems like the SL, the Edgemaster, Edgemaster X, and the Sensor R25.
Okay, okay. Then another question that we have is, for example, a very interesting question. The people are all already waiting for the tech specs. How accurate is the G5 Plus?
I think we didn't have this in the video. The G5 Plus has a duty accuracy of 3.2 plus L over 100 micrometer. So 3.2 micrometer plus L over 100. This means that for 100 millimeter we have an error of 4 micron roughly. 100 millimeter distance measurement.
That's a good improvement.
Yes, it is.
But maybe some questions that also I can answer. When can I order the G5 Plus? Basically, this webinar was the worldwide presentation for the product, and we are ready for orders immediately. And also customers asking when first deliveries will be possible. We will make it possible from June 2020. We can deliver the first G5 Plus.
Yes.
So some other questions. Is this Automation Manager software also available on other units, not just on the SL unit?
The Automation Manager is a software that is available for all of our products. So Micro CMM, Infinite Focus product line, and also the small products like SL, Edgemaster. They all have the Automation Manager as an option.
Yes. I think maybe because of the webinar, we just presented the automation of options on the SL, but obviously, yes, all our products have this possibility. Good. Then let us have another look. Is it possible to measure flatness with MadMax?
At the moment, the MadMax software does not include flatness, but in fall this year, we will have a version where flatness is also included.
Okay. Okay. Then another question. Let me see. Okay. I see a comment of a customer. Thank you very much. I saw a comment. Very nice design of the G5 Plus. Thank you very much for the comment. Another question, maybe this I should answer. Is it at the moment possible to install Bruker Licona units? Basically, we are in a unique situation at the moment, but national travel is possible. International travel is not possible. So what we do is, you know that we have our own facility all over the world. So there we are, in these regions, we are able to install and to train the systems and our customers with our own team. And what you also know, we have a very strong and big network of distributors that are very well trained. We just had the last distributor meeting a few months ago, so very well trained team, and they are also available to do the installations at the moment. So we are basically doing our work on a normal basis. Good. Another question. How long do you have the metrology launch? So a question that has nothing to do with technical things. I think it's
2017.
2017.
So in summer 2017, we have finished the work on the metrology launch. It includes 4 temperature-controlled rooms. 2 of them are according to VDI standard class 3, and 2 of them are according to the VDI standard class 2. The class 2 rooms are very accurate. They have a temperature gradient over time of, I think, 0.5 Kelvin and 0.3 Kelvin per meter. So very good rooms, and we love it to work there.
Another question, I will answer this. What is the weight of the mobile system of the SL, and can I take it in the airplane? Okay, as I mentioned, we have this portable suitcase for the SL unit, and there are 2 luggages. One luggage is 30 kg, and this luggage has to be given to the check-in.
Yes.
So the luggage is checked in, and the smaller suitcase is a cabin luggage certified. So you can take the mini PC and the small luggage with you as a hand baggage. Yeah. So yes, you can fly all over the world.
And we are using it. So
yes.
We do this a lot. Go to customers, make demos.
Correct.
Also some customers use this option.
Correct.
So it works. It's proven.
Yes. Yeah. Correct. Good. Maybe another question. Yeah, a customer says he's a customer of the Micro CMM since 1 year, satisfied with the unit, and he has the question if he can purchase the MadMax software for the current system that he already have.
Okay, that's a good answer. He doesn't need to purchase because all existing Micro CMM customers will get the MadMax version, MadMax software for free.
Correct. So we will.
The shipment date, I think, is autumn.
It's autumn, yes. Yeah. And as soon as we release it, we will also ship it and make it available for all current Micro CMM customers. We already have a lot of them, and we make the software available for free for you. Yes. And also for the new customers, it will be included as a standard configuration.
Yeah.
Okay. Will there be an SL Plus device, just like the G5 Plus?
So in the R&D, we are working on different projects, but there is no InfinFocus SL in the roadmap.
Correct. No plans for a SL Plus. Yeah. Good. I do some other questions, some more questions. Will the vertical focus software be also available for the Infinite Focus G5?
The vertical focus probing that is able to measure vertical slopes, it will be available on the G5.
Yeah.
It's not only on the G5 Plus, it's also on the G5.
Yeah, maybe sales related, I can also add that we will create a package, a vertical focus upgrade package for the G5 unit. Yeah, it will be a package of the software and all the other things that are needed to upgrade the G5. Yeah. So we will make this available, and it should be from July on that we will offer these options. Yeah. Okay, what is the cost of the G5 Plus? Yeah, a very straightforward question from a customer. Basically, please contact our sales team in your region. Please discuss the configuration and then also the end user price. But basically, we include all these features that I explained, and we also include the vertical focus probing software, and we increase the product for approximately 4% in terms of price. Good. Another topic. Very, very important now, the current situation, the coronavirus situation. We have in a health crisis. So how can we get test measurements and demonstrations at the moment?
The customers can send in the sample. The customer care team is still working here in the metrology lounge with our instruments. They can do the measurements, and then the report can be sent through email, or we can make a live demonstration of the measurements and the instruments. So, operation. Please send us the samples, and we will process them.
Correct. Just the last question. From when on the magazine that I was talking about will be available? From next week on, our new magazine will be available, and we will put it on the website, and we will also send it with the recording of the webinar.
And it has the new deck specs included of the G5 Plus and all the new information, vertical focus probing and other stuff.
Correct. There are a bunch of other questions, but we are running out of time. I'm sorry if we could not answer your live questions, all of them, but we will contact you anyway, and our sales team, and you can have a deeper discussion with them. I just would like to add that on the side of the webinar button, you have already the possibility to download some folders. So you can download them now immediately to have some material available. Good. I'm very sorry about the start and the beginning of the webinar. There were some technical issues.
We didn't expect so many people in the webinar, so therefore we struggle a little bit, but now it works. So
it's a record of participants.
Yeah.
I would like to ask you, just do us a favor now. As the last session of the webinar, we will put a survey online, and this survey just asks you, are you interested in the products, and should we contact you, should our sales team contact you and discuss the products technically and commercially. Franz, thank you for the webinar.
You're welcome.
Thank you for your participation, and hope to see you soon in personal, hopefully August, September, when we can travel again.
Or the next exhibition.
Bye.
See you. Bye.
Thank you.